if you would have told me like one, we were going to make it out of our pool first place and then sweep everybody from there on out, like I would have been like, you're crazy. Like it still like doesn't feel real.
It could not have ended any sweeter. I mean, the final point, it comes right to you. How'd it feel?
It's amazing. Like you said, like I was sitting here eating dinner last night and I looked at my fiance and I was like, you know, if you would have wrote like a storybook ending, right, of like how, you know, it were to finish, right, like walking away with gold and to like, I mean, it's just, it feels like a dream. It really does.
You know, if you could go back to the little girl in Hooper, Nebraska, and say one day you're going to win, you are going to put the nail in the coffin for the first U.S. gold medal in women's volleyball, did she even believe it?
No, definitely not. I think I probably would have been less stressed throughout my career. I'd be like, oh, it's fine. It'll all work out, you know? But it's like, yeah, no, I never would have. I had dreams for sure. And like, I wanted to be the best and do the best. We try for our whole, you know, 13 years I've been on the national team. We're trying to like do something that has never been done. So we don't even know like what it looks like. You're trying and like, you've always come up short. So in essence, you're like protecting yourself because you don't know what the outcome's going to be. But, you know, you don't really play the tape thinking that it's going to come out the way you want it to be, you know? And so it's like, it's surreal. It's surreal that like all the hard work, it's like, oh, it validates it, you know?
Now that you've had a couple days to kind of reflect, do you look back and say, oh, this was the key, or this was the moment, or think about it, you know, even a point within a match and say, this is where it clicked?
Honestly, like, I know the pandemic has been really hard for a lot of people. I think it really was a turning point for our team. I think we needed time. I think oftentimes we are just going from one thing to the next, you know, it's like professional season to national team. Like we don't really get to like catch our breath. And so all of a sudden the pandemic saw us all at home and we had all this time to like finally have conversations that like we basically have 1 month to figure it out, like when we're together and we're able to have conversations, we're able to like go and kind of be more in depth with like the national team players. And I think that level of like buy-in really helped when we got back together this summer, really just instantly gel and like, hey, we're here to like do a job and we're on a mission. You know, we didn't have to like, hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in 7 months, you know, like it just really like, I don't know, it helped us tremendously.
It wouldn't have mattered who was on the squad to come away with a gold, you know, I would imagine is the epitome, but to have a couple of other fellow Huskers on the squad, you know, that it's got to be a little bit sweeter, right?
For sure. And we're always bragging. We're like, who has the most people here? Oh, that's right. Go Big Red, you know? So it's like, we tend to rub it in a little bit, which is fine. But I don't know. I think just obviously Kelsey and Justine, like amazing people, amazing athletes. Obviously Justine was just a rock star the whole time. I mean, great person and just executed like our whole team, we were just executing at such a high level, but she did such a great job. And yeah, I think it just goes to show the success of the program and what John has done and how he sets his athletes up for success after college.
You mentioned John. I would be remiss if I didn't mention your Olympic coach. And yeah, I think I didn't know his personal story before the games, and then to hear, you know, kind of the trials that he's been through, and when you just watch it on TV, the emotion from him. Yeah. I mean, you know, when you're in the locker room afterwards, you know, do you give him an extra big hug?
Yeah, for sure. He has sacrificed so much for us. And like you said, his health and just the time that he puts in, you know, like if you need anything, he's like on the phone, like willing to help at any cost. And so, and then obviously he was a great player in himself. And so having that knowledge on the sideline and then being able to relate to that has been really cool. So yeah, it's pretty impressive. And obviously you see the emotional investment. It's everybody, right? Like that's what it takes. And, you know, you either walk away heartbroken or you walk away with the jewelry, as we called it. So,
right. Well, that is a very nice piece to add to your collection for sure.
Exactly. So,
all right. So last one for you, you know, if there's another little girl in Hooper or another small town watching this and that's been watching your career and watching the Olympics, and she wants to be the next Jordan Larson, what do you tell her?
Yeah, I really do think anything is possible. I think, but enjoy the time that you're at. Like, don't look too far ahead. Really, just be present in that. And while my path was what it was, right? Everybody else's journey is going to look different, right? But you can still get the same result as long as you put in the time and the dedication and sacrifices. And so I just would encourage them to remain present and just do what you can in the moment to maximize what you have. And yeah, and dream big, man. I was 12. I mean, I still like can't put into words, like, and that it came to reality. It's crazy.
Well, it did. It's real. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.